Hi. So over this weekend I watched Bajirao Mastani. So I thought I'd give a small review of what I thought about the movie. The acting was amazing. The acting was superb. Another reason why I love Ranveer Singh. Like, he is probably taking over as my favorite male actor of this time. You know what I mean? We're not talking about the Ritiks and the Abhisheks and the Amir Khans of before. I'm talking about, like, right now in terms of new actors, he's probably my favorite. Ranveer is just it. He's probably my favorite one. And he's probably, like, if there was a movie to come out, he would probably be the person I'm most excited to see in that movie. Like, ooh, a Ranveer movie? Yes, please. Like, that's the one. Deepika and Priyanka did their thing. They were fabulous in the movie as well. Everyone I thought did a great job in terms of acting. I had no problems, whether it be from main actors, supporting actors, to just small roles. I thought everyone did a great job in terms of acting in this movie. The way the movie was directed, the cinematography was amazing. It looked so beautiful. It had that epic feel, like a masterpiece, kind of like, this is a masterpiece. Recognize it was beautifully shot. It was gorgeous. The clothes were really beautiful as well. I especially love Deepika's clothing choices. She usually wore anarchalis, and it was like muted tones, I believe. My favorite outfit she wore was like the gold one when she did that dance with the, is that a sitar? I don't know what instrument that was. I'm sorry, forgive me. But you can correct me because I would like to know. And second best dress was Ranveer Singh. And I would say like best dressed, I'm sorry, as in dress. I know he's not wearing a dress, but he just looked really good in those outfits. And even though we would call it feminine right now, it is like a skirt in today's time, a dress in today's time, you know what I mean? But he looked manly, even though he was wearing what we consider feminine. You know what I mean? And I was jealous. Like, he had better dancing outfits than I do. I loved how much his skirt twirled. Sorry. When he was doing fighting scenes, and even when he was doing that song, I was just watching that skirt twirl. I was like, I am jealous. I want that skirt. I want that dress. I want it. Like, it was beautiful. You know how Jaden Smith is trying to bring the skirt back for men? Ranveer needs to be the poster boy for India. He needs to be it. Because he gonna have men showing up in those outfits at the next Indian event. He gonna have it. You're gonna be wondering, but you just blame Ranveer because he worked every dress. I'm sorry, I'm saying dress. I know it's not a dress. If you want to tell me what that outfit would be called, that'd be great too. Alright. I loved his clothing choices. And then I really also did like Priyanka's choices of clothes as well, but not as much as the other two. Anyway, you know, the clothes went along with who the people were. And they were different people, and I liked the way they accessorized or dressed the characters to fit their personas. Alright, acting was good. Direction was good. The writing was really good too. I enjoyed reading every piece of dialogue, though I will admit I have to pause sometimes. I have to go back sometimes because even though I'm reading English, it's like the syntax is different. It's another time. This is like some romantic prose or something. Like, I had to reread a couple of times. I was like, I read that. Now I have to understand what I read. It was like that for me. And so, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy reading everything. I feel like I could probably rewatch this again and see some new dialogue and be like, oh, I get it even better. But the dialogue, the writing, again, really good. The music to me really worked in terms of the movie. I enjoyed watching every song in terms of the movie. The one I loved the most was probably Ranveer's song. Oh, that choreography was fun. I loved it. I love this move. He worked that move to pieces. Oh, I watched that one twice, and then at the end of the movie, I watched it again. And then my second favorite was probably the one in which Deepika did by herself with the sitar guitar-looking instrument. And then I love that part at the end. I don't know how the music changed. It was like, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, and she was doing like this, and then she twirled. Oh, that was my favorite part in that song. I loved it. And then Pinga was probably my third favorite. It really wasn't my favorite, it really wasn't, but I enjoyed watching it in the movie, if you get what I'm trying to say. And actually, I did a reaction to this, but in the movie version, it's actually longer. You can see more dancing. I actually enjoyed it more watching it in the movie than I actually did watching it by itself. Let's go in terms of the storyline. The storyline was interesting. It's about Ranveer Singh. He has a wife. He goes away, meets a warrior. They fight together. She saves his life. He gives her his dagger, and he didn't know that. Now he's married to her because she accepted. Kabul. I shouldn't try Hindi. I'm sorry. So she goes to where he is, and she's like, you know, I love you, and they are just speaking in love, and they love each other so much. And he's like, the world might not accept us, but they will remember Bajirao Mastani. Because his name in the movie is Bajirao, and her name, Deepika's character in the movie, is called Mastani. And so, Bajirao Mastani. And it's a love story. That's what it is. Overall, it's a love story. And it does have some epic battles and some fighting as well, which I really didn't mind. I really did enjoy watching the battles in the movie. Let me just say that as well. Just a footnote. But it's a love story. And I was confused. I was conflicted in this movie because I felt like their love was wrong. It was totally disrespectful to Priyanka, and he was so rude towards her in terms of this relationship that it's not even right. And I don't know. It's fine if you want to be in love with this girl, but he was so wrong. It's just that this love was wrong. He was wrong for this. The fact is that he didn't even know he was married to her. He should have sent her on her way, and this movie should have been done. He already had a wife who he loved, and he never should have fallen to the traps of that Mastani. And to be honest, I know they want to call her second wife, but truly, she was a whore. She was his mistress. She was never his second wife because I don't think he ever married her. I don't care what he said, with him putting his hand on her head and saying that I wed you. You are not wed, okay? Just like you didn't know that you were wed to her when you gave her your dagger. Nobody else believes that marriage, okay? We didn't see that, and we don't believe it. And so I thought the second marriage was wrong. I mean, maybe I'm looking at it through monogamous eyes, but he can't, in their culture, you don't have a second wife. It was wrong for him to have the second wife in the first place. And for him to try to have other people accept it, that's wrong. You can't have people accept something that's not right. You can go on and do what you want to do, but we don't have to accept that. We don't have to agree with that nonsense right there. And even when his wife had put Deepika Mastani in the brothel and she was living with them, and the her chambermaid was talking about, this is disrespectful, this is wrong. I was like, what are you doing? You're being disrespectful. You're trying to run up in some marriage right now. That's what you're doing. You're trying to meet with Ranveer. You need to meet with his wife because he has one. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. I shed more tears for Priyanka, whose character is Kashi in this movie, than anybody else because I felt so sorry for her. Because even in one scene, he was like, you know, I love you both the same. I never compared you to. I'm like, yes, you did. Because you have never said Bajirao Kashi. You always said Bajirao Mastani. When you're talking about somebody's love and being immortal and higher power, you're always talking about her. You have never talked to your real wife in that sense. And that was wrong. In a sense, he was picking her over his real wife. And I didn't like that at all. And even another sign, there's, she comes home, she had his child, and then he finds out that Mastani ain't got nobody to help her with her birth. And instead of him trying to find somebody, he leaves his own baby with Kashi, who was meant for the first time, to go see that other baby. I felt that was totally disrespectful. I know she didn't have nobody to help her birth this baby. She had no doctor or midwife one to help her out, Deepika's character in the movie. And, oh my God, he was so rude. So rude, so disrespectful to Kashi, to Priyanka. In this movie, Deepika and Priyanka were pregnant at the same time, and Ranveer was wrong for that. Oh, he was wrong for that. He was wrong for falling in love with that woman. Also, the fact that Deepika and Ranveer fell in love so quickly, it's like, who believed that? I did. Even his death, he was disrespectful. If I was Priyanka and I found that when he died, she died too, I would have stabbed his body before they burned it, because he was Hindu. They would have burned the body at the end. I would have stabbed it a couple of times because he deserved it. Oh my God. That's the thing I couldn't understand. Are we really falling into this love relationship between a second wife? Y'all tell me, if your husband accidentally married somebody in Vegas and he just came back with her, y'all would be accepting of that love? Huh? Is it that simple? And so the fact that even I was buying into the love is wrong, because it was not right. This love was not right. And in the sense that whenever they talked, it wasn't like, oh, we like this together, oh, we do this together, we have great conversations. Every time Ranveer and Deepika had their scenes, Bajirao Mastani, they would always talk about love. Oh, I love you more than anything. Oh, you're the best thing in my life. It wasn't like that. It was like, but they never just talked normal. It was always this great soulmate love. Not one normal conversation like he had with Kashi. And that was lust. That's what that was. That wasn't love. Because love isn't supposed to be this way. Love isn't supposed to be rude and disrespectful. He had no cares for anybody in his life. No cares for his kingdom. No cares for his mother. No cares for his first wife. He didn't even care about his children in his death. Even she was wrong. Because if she really cared about her child, she wouldn't let it go down the way it went down. He wouldn't let it go down the way it went down. And that was wrong. I couldn't support this movie. Oh my goodness. Another aspect in which he was rude to his first wife, Kashi. When she came out there to see him, who did he ask about? His other child. I'm sorry. He didn't even ask about his child who he had with Priyanka. He didn't ask how Priyanka was doing. He didn't try to comfort her and say it's okay. No, he asked about his other child. And then he wanted to ask about Mastani. He was like, and he was like, yes, Mastani is fine. She was like, yes, Mastani is fine. I know that's what you want to know. That was totally, totally wrong. He needed to give like a complete apology to her, because he was totally wrong. The fact that there's a scene in which Priyanka and Deepika are talking, and she's like, I'm his inspiration. Deepika says this, I'm his inspiration, but you're his strength. And I was like, that's not true, because her strength at the end was not enough to keep her alive, because he missed his inspiration. He chose his second wife, his mistress, over his real wife. I wouldn't even say second wife. That was a mistress. He chose her over Kashi, over Priyanka, and that was wrong. Oh my goodness, this movie has so much wrong with it, but guess what? I loved it, and I gave it a 5 out of 5. I loved it because this movie had me thinking so much after I saw it. This movie was so good that I think if the writing was bad, if the acting was bad, that with a storyline like that, I'd be like, this is terrible. Who wrote this movie? This is awful. This is so stupid. This is like, that's how I'd be talking. But because the dialogue was so good, the direction was so good, the acting was superb. Like, Ranveer did things for me. I loved him in this movie. The acting was superb. That I couldn't fault the storyline. I believed it. I felt, like I said, I was conflicted. Who do I side with? Do I have to side with anyone? Can this work? No, it can't work. That's what my mom was like. It can't work. You stop trying to make me believe in this polygamous relationship. Is Sanjay and Leela Mansali trying to bring polygamy back? Is that what he's trying to do? Is he loving it in that aspect? But, oh, it was good. It was really good.